Hey guys, this is Miss Harrington, and today I'm going to go over with you how to write what we call an expository or explanatory paragraph. Now, first thing we want to talk about with any typical paragraph, there are certain things that we want to remember. Number one, since we're fifth grade students, we really want our paragraph to have at least 5 sentences. A few more, maybe 6 or 7 would be great, but we at least want 5 sentences in our paragraph. We also want to remember that anytime you begin a paragraph, you always want to indent the first sentence. That's where we put down the 2 fingers or maybe even your thumb on the paper to make that little space at the beginning. So what we're going to talk about today, again, is how to write an expository or also called an explanatory paragraph. So if you look at what I have here in front of you, I have gone through and I've read this short article entitled Dangerous Jobs. If you notice, I have certain parts of the article highlighted. When we're writing an explanatory essay, the whole purpose of an explanatory or expository essay is to explain information on a topic or a subject. And to do that, you've got to pull facts and information from other sources. So my essay that my paragraph that I'm going to write today is going to be based on this article on dangerous jobs. So the highlighted pieces of text will be the details or the text evidence that I'm going to use to explain dangerous jobs in my writing. So I'm going to move this to the side. All right, so with my notebook paper, I'm going to begin my writing. Again, we're writing a paragraph, so I'm going to have at least 5 sentences. And to begin, I'm going to indent, and I always like to put one finger down and maybe make a little dot so I can remember that I need to indent my first sentence. Now, with a typical paragraph in this first sentence, we call this first sentence a topic or introduction sentence. I'm going to write that over here. Topic or intro sentence. Now, with this sentence, you want to make sure that in this one sentence, your reader absolutely knows what it is you're writing about. Your reader should be able to read your topic sentence or your introduction sentence and automatically know exactly what your paragraph is going to be about. So I'm writing about dangerous jobs. So in my topic sentence, my introduction sentence, I need to make sure that I mention dangerous jobs because I want my reader to know that is what I'm writing about. So I may start it out with a question. I feel like questions are good ways to involve your readers, get them interested right off the bat in what it is you're writing about. So I'm going to start off with this as my introduction sentence. Have you ever thought about jobs? And I'm at that red line, so I'm going to go to the next line, and I'm not going to indent because this is not the first line of my paragraph. Have you ever thought about jobs that are dangerous? Now, because I've asked a question, I kind of need to answer it for my readers. So if I'm asking them about dangerous, if they have ever heard about a dangerous job, I want to follow up by saying that there are many jobs that are considered to be dangerous. There are many jobs that are considered dangerous. I don't know why I did that. Where's my whiteout? Sorry, guys. There we go. I'll fix that real quick. That are considered dangerous. So now I have written my introduction, my topic sentence. So now I'm going to go straight into those text details that will show the different kinds of dangerous jobs. So when you look back here, I have several things highlighted. When we're using text details or text evidence from someone else's writing, there are 2 ways that we can do it in our own writing. You could copy a sentence directly from the text that you're using, but if you do that, you want to make sure that when you write it in your paragraph, you say something like, the text states, or in the article, Dangerous Job, it says you want to show where you're getting that piece of information from. And if you're copying it directly from the text, you want to put that sentence in quotations because you want to show that that information came from someone else and not from you, that you're using someone else's information. Or if you don't want to copy it straight from the text, take the sentence that you want to use and reword it a bit. Make the sentence your own. That way you don't have to worry about stealing someone else's work. So the first information that I have highlighted is about the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. And in the article, it tells me that they report that highways are one of the most dangerous places for American workers. So I'm going to start with this detail. Now, I've kind of broken it up here, so I'm not going to worry about copying it straight from the text. I'm going to reword this just a little bit. So I'm going to start by saying the U.S. Bureau of Statistics, of Labor Statistics has reported that working on a highway, I'm going to say just highways, that working on highways is one of America's most dangerous jobs. Now I go back to the text, and after that, it also gives me examples of dangers that workers can face when they're working on the highway. So things like they could get hit by cars, vehicles, they could fall from bridges, and then they could also be struck or hit by flying objects. So I'm going to add just a couple of these as examples. So I might say like this, if I'm giving an example, some examples of dangers that workers face include, and because I'm making a list right here, I'm going to put two little dots that we call colons, and then I'm going to finish my list. So they could be hit by vehicles. They could fall from bridges. Or they could be struck by falling objects. All right, so that is information I pulled from the first paragraph of the article that I'm using. So now I'm going to go down to the last two paragraphs. And in these last two paragraphs, the first one just gives examples of other jobs that are considered to be dangerous in America. And then the last paragraph talks about because the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reports these dangerous jobs and the accidents and the deaths that occur, ever since they started reporting it, the amount of accidents and deaths have actually declined. So that's kind of a happy way to end what I'm writing about. So I'm going to take my information and put it into my own words to finish out my paragraph. So in that paragraph, it tells me that other dangerous jobs include loggers, fishing, roofing, and mining. So I'm going to include that as more examples of dangerous jobs that are in America. So I will say some other dangerous jobs in America include, and there's my little list again, so I'm doing my colons, include loggers, ooh, barely made it to that line, fishing, and I'm probably thinking they're thinking like deep sea fishing out on the open ocean, roofing, and mining. Now, This article also provided me with a chart, and obviously there are many more jobs that are considered to be dangerous, but I'm not going to make a sentence extremely long by including all of these. So because I know that there are more, I may add a sentence here that says, there are many other jobs that the Bureau reports as being dangerous. There are many other jobs reported by the Bureau, and I'm lowercasing it this time because I'm not giving that full title again, by the Bureau as dangerous. So the last thing that I'm going to add is that happy piece of information that the number of accidents and deaths have actually declined over the past several years because the Bureau has been reporting the amounts of accidents that have happened. So because this is happy, I might start it off like this. Luckily, comma, because that's an introduction, the number of accidents and deaths have decreased ever since the Bureau began reporting these numbers. Now, I have my topic and my introduction here at the top. I'm going to underline that. And it can be 2 sentences. I wouldn't make your topic or introduction more than 2, maybe 3, but definitely no more than 3. So I have my topic and my introduction. Now this main part where I included all of my information, this is what we call the body of your paragraph, where all the important information is, kind of like the meat of a hamburger, right? It's the best part. So now we are going to end the paragraph with a conclusion sentence. And I like to make my conclusion sentence something that the readers are really going to remember. So I know that working on highways, according to the Bureau, is like the most dangerous job that an American worker can have. So I'm going to use that in my conclusion sentence to really get my readers to remember what I wrote. So I'm going to say something like this. Remember to keep your eyes open for workers, especially, almost missed that red line, when on the highway. And this is kind of like my exciting sentence I want them to remember, so I'm going to end it with an exclamation mark. So, bottom sentence here, we have our conclusion. And that's it, guys. So a couple things to remember. With your paragraph, you want at least 5 sentences. Mine is obviously more than 5, so this would be considered a really strong paragraph because I included a lot of information from the article or the text that I was using. With my paragraph, I have my topic and introduction sentence. Remember to indent. The body of your paragraph is where you're going to put all of your text evidence, your facts, your details to support what it is you're trying to explain to your reader. And then that last sentence is your conclusion. And remember, you want it to be something that the reader is really going to walk away and remember that you said. All right, guys, good luck writing your own expository and explanatory paragraphs this week, and I cannot wait to read them.